All right, guys, there's a lot of deception going on. So if there is actual proof of any of these mud floods, it certainly is not with this guy. I've looked at many of his videos and I decided to start here. So let's listen to this guy.
Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about buried streets and buried street levels, to be exact, and how they relate to this phenomenon we're calling the mud flood. And if you don't know what the mud flood is, I will leave a few introductory links.
Here's his links. Let me see. Oh, that's it. 2 links. Awaiting Wisdom and Age of Disclosure. I don't know. Intro to Mud Floods Theory. Looking at a couple of examples of buried city ground levels that are a mystery, even according to the mainstream. Well, that's, oh my. Oh my God, man, come on. All right.
In the description, and I recommend watching those just to get you up to speed. But the basic premise is that in our recent past, we've had some major catastrophes which have engulfed portions of cities in layers of earth, and that's the real reason.
All right, do you see layers of earth here? You can see the entire floor. Do you see any traces of mud under here?
Why you got these buried levels, and everything else that we're being presented is just a cover story. So first, we're going to be talking about the mystery of why Chattanooga, Tennessee raised its downtown by a level. So let's explore that, and we'll see what we can find out. Well, it turns out that at some point in time, possibly between 1875 and 1905, they say that Chattanooga built up its roads and abandoned the first stories of the buildings in the downtown, turning them into basements. And today, no one knows exactly why or how it happened. And
let me tell you something. This guy did not do a lot of research. You know what's amazing? The people that want to believe something will only research what is in their favor, and will only find you the things that are in their favor. If you're a critical thinker and you're researching something and you want to find out what actually happens, like if I find out that this was the result of a mud flood, which obviously it's not, from the beginning to see that cleared room, let's just continue watching and then, we'll see.
City records don't point to any motion where city leaders resolved to raise the streets. And this leaves modern city historians unable to answer basic questions like, when did this occur and where did the city get the soil? So it's kind of a mystery, but there's speculation that it was to insurance against flooding. Here,
speculation that it was insurance against flood. See what he said? There's speculation. That's what he says, that it's insurance against flooding.
Here you have a photo of the buried archway on the street.
This is very strange because I lived in a place called Tamaqua not too long ago, 2009. At one point, I lived on this particular street, and when I walked down into the basement, there was literally, the street was above, and this exact archway was in our basement. The only thing different is that our archway was open and you could literally see under the street, which made me very nervous. But yes, this has everything to do with flooding. Pay attention.
And this is a bricked up, another bricked up doorway here with an arch buried underground. And here you have a bricked up window with a door to the right of it. And again, this is all buried now.
Now, this is a bricked up window. So if it was a window that was exposed, don't you think the mud would have broke the window and came in, and you would see extreme signs of mud flooding here, right? Don't you think? And then, I mean, when we go on and we show signs of mud flooding, it's a whole different story. It's called regrading. And these things go on. These things are real. These things have happened. And there have been mud floods. You know what happens when you have a mud flood? Everything gets wiped out. Continue.
Below ground level. Now we're going to be playing a clip from a local Chattanooga
From the news, the mainstream
for
news.
educational purposes. But I should just mention that the underground in Chattanooga is relegated to about a dozen or so basements today.
It's a glimpse into a hidden world below downtown Chattanooga. Good evening. I'm Natalie Genereski. And I'm Latricia Thomas. Stairways leading nowhere, arched doorways that were once street level are some clues to downtown life before 1880. Stories and rumors still fly about underground Chattanooga. News Channel 9's Beth Newhoff gives us a rare look of what's really there.
Walk the streets of downtown Chattanooga today, and amid the shops and the restaurants, you'll see evidence of the Chattanooga long forgotten.
Mystery surrounds a Chattanooga that existed in the 1800s, leaving tales still told of the city that lies beneath.
This would have been heading down towards street level. So
Look,
That's pretty amazing, huh? Why is there this major stone when this is leading down to street level? This is kind of strange in itself. Why are these stairs so narrow? Could this be some kind of retaining wall, or could this be, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, these people don't want to know what they're talking about anyway. This is the mainstream media. They want to, create things in your head so you'll go all crazy.
local history buffs Maury Nicely and Matt McGauley take me underground.
That looks like it's been narrowed, though, to me.
The public doesn't see. Decorative columns.
Okay. Okay, so that's it's a very good possibility right there that is definitely a first floor. Used to be. And now it's been a basement for quite some time, as you can tell by that's either gas pipe or water pipe.
Beadboard ceilings and arched doorways hinting at the past. Next door, lit only by our flashlights, what was an outside alley is now caught between two worlds, with another stone wall dividing them.
You see, again, the stone wall. Are they retaining walls?
entryway into this building. You can see all the decorative work, and then there's a window down there and another one down there, and you can even see the concrete sill still in place.
Perspective seldom seen of a lifelong past. Rumors still surround the ruins of the underground. One thing is certain, the remains of what was is right under our feet.
And this period of the city's evolution is not well documented. Crews continue to find new pockets of the original Chattanooga, but as Beth said, unless you know the right people, most of the public still does not have access to any of it. Let's hope that changes sometime soon.
Next example.
Okay, we're just going to go with this one example because, dude, you really didn't. You did not do real homework. So it's kind of easy to do, actually. Okay, let's start with Chattanooga streets raised. Let's see, the people of Chattanooga began to raise the level of a few of the city streets by 3 to 15 feet. Around 40 blocks of downtown Chattanooga was raised. Market and Broad streets were completely filled, as well as portions of Cherry and Chestnut streets. Okay, let's, for the hell of it, let's go to and check this. Now, could this be true? Underground Chattanooga is a below ground area of Chattanooga, Tennessee. that resulted from citizen efforts to prevent floods in the aftermath of the flood of 1867. It was rediscovered by Jeff Brown in the 1970s. Could that be true? During the 19th and early 20th century, Chattanooga experienced bouts of systematic flooding roughly every decade. This is not new. I don't know why these people are saying they don't have any clue what's going on or what happened. I really don't. I think it's all for the story, to get on the news and, throw your bullshit. So I got a shovel, folks, and I got boots, because it gets deep when these people are trying to show evidence of mud flood that's just not even close to there. These people are purposely deceiving you. This is for money. Everything's always about money. I'm telling you right now, it's all about the frickin' money. Where did I start here? Okay, I wrote in 1867 flood of Chattanooga. And of course, you get results. 1867 flood of Chattanooga is the largest flood in the city's recorded history. The flood followed a period of heavy rain that affected most of the Tennessee Valley and lasted from March 7th to March 11th, 1867. At its highest point, the water of the Tennessee River crested 58 feet and it inundated much of the city. As a result of the flooding, Chattanooga's residents began to raise the city street level by about 1 story. Is this all a lie to cover up a mud flood? I mean, seriously, did you see any evidence here of a mud flood? Where we go? Okay. Do you see any evidence there of a mud flood? This is ridiculous. Okay, this guy is purposely deceiving you. And people are saying, good work, brother. And, and this guy, he's got 25,000 plus subs. And his channel's all about this mud flood stuff. And, they're growing. They're growing. They're coming out of the woodwork. Well, watch this. Can't get no proof, right, that there was an actual flood. This is from the public library. This is in the flood of 1867. During the flood of 1867, as seen from Point Lookout Mountain, Cameron Hill, and a portion of Moccasin Bend are somewhat visible from the picture files image. So. And I'm sure you can, if you want to follow up on this and try to prove me wrong, try to think, say that I'm a gatekeeper or whatever the fuck you're going to call me. Okay, so can you see this is a very high point. Now, if you look carefully, you can see everything's underwater. I mean, under freaking water. These roofs are like all you're seeing. This is a factory. A factory. Can you see that? I hope you can see what I'm looking at, because then you're going to understand that this is actually a documented flood. And talking about things the way these people are talking about them and saying they're unfounded and you can't prove any of this really happened, they're purposely deceiving you. Now, I haven't seen any PayPal or Patreon from this guy yet, but there's another one that I will get to, and I'm going to make this video first because I don't trust my microphone. But there's this guy here who's talking about civilization reset. And of course, what do you find? Any support in this cause is greatly appreciated. Thank you. God bless. This is just fucking disgusting to me. And the funny thing is, when I looked at this channel, guess who I found? Okay, guess who I found? Can you believe it? And guess who else I found? The guy I just was going over. And all these same guys are in on it together. This is disgusting. I used to enjoy his. I have, matter of fact, I have a mirrored video of his. I might just take it down. You know, I don't care if you have good info. If you have good info and then you poison it, you're done with me. There he is. There he is. So all we can do is try to tell people about this unknown enemy. 100% with you on all this. Thanks, brother. Your videos are amazing. People got to know. God bless. Thanks for linking my channel also. Martin Lidke. My pleasure. God bless, bro. Give me a fucking break. I think I showed you some of these books before, all these Bibles that I have and all these things that I have researched in the past. And I even have a Tanakh. And you know how this all started? This is crazy because I just found this and pulled it out a little bit. Do you know what that is right there? Right next to the speaker? 1998, somebody handed me that book. Angels don't play this harp. Hence my name. My studies are, you know, I don't just come out and talk bullshit, believe it or not. Sometimes it seems like it because I get really pissed off and I don't know which direction I actually want to go to. But right now, I'm telling you that these people are purposely lying to you for advantage of views, to make money. You know this guy's monetizing his videos. I don't care if he's not making that much yet. This is going to become a huge thing. Watch how huge this becomes, because flat earthers that could not get their way and become big stars like Jeranism and, you know, the Globebusters, Bob Nodell and Robbie Davidson and Rob Skiba and the Potato Heads, Patricia Steer and Mark Sargent, and, you know, D Marble rising up, and, you know, all these flat earth stars, these self-appointed leaders who, it absolutely boggles my mind that anybody watches them. I don't even know how you can watch Patricia Steer. I mean, I started watching them and tried to do stuff like against it, and I can't even watch her. She makes me so sick to my stomach. She's so fake. Or I don't even know if it's a she. According to Antonio Subaretz, it's not a she. Well, it is now. Whatever. Let's not do this. Okay. Just look into what I just showed you. Okay, and then there'll be part 2 coming up soon. Have a good night. All right, guys. Well, here we are for chapter 2, or part 2 of this mud flood thing. So we're going to share the screen. And we're basically going to start where we left off, kind of, with this buried street levels and the mud flood. And these buried street levels, guys, they have absolutely nothing to do with mud floods. So let's watch.
Let's hope that changes sometime soon.
Next example we're going to look at with regards to buried underground streets is the unexplained mystery of the Leavenworth Underground City in Kansas. The underground city in Leavenworth, Kansas remains a big puzzle. No one knows who built it and for what reason. Residents discovered 3 blocks of abandoned storefronts, but people living in the town all their lives, they had no idea such a place even existed. All we have are speculations. Researchers who've examined the place discovered windows, doors, and narrow paths that lead to storefront.
Sorry, you left out an entire part of that sentence. beneath a title company at South 4th and Delaware Streets. I just figured I'd fill in for you.
Stretching several city blocks and perhaps beyond. And there's a picture right there for you. A lot of people refer to this as the Leavenworth Underground, but few seem to know the origins of this city. And what we're going to do now is play a little clip from a local affiliate under fair use, and hopefully it'll shed some light on this.
We heard about an amazing underground discovery in Leavenworth. We had to send a reporter to get some video. KCTV5 Saray Chin is live now with what she found underground. Saray?
Well, Carolyn, you know, this is downtown Leavenworth, but below my feet, there's an underground mystery down here that not a lot of people know about or can tell us why it was created.
Wow.
We take our descent to the incredible mysteries below.
Well, it definitely does look, I mean, this is obviously a door.
It is dark and musty.
Now, if you're noticing that this is not any type of a street bury, any type of flooding problem that happened that was cured by burying and also I wanted to mention before, I forgot, if these things were, mud flooded, how amazing is it that they just were completely level at the first floor, right? And so this, to me, this looks like an actual underground, not a first floor that was buried, and I don't think they ever say that.
We're gonna go up here, and you're gonna be in another storefront.
It is a city, perhaps long ago used for commerce. Windows, doors, and narrow paths lead you to the storefront.
So now they're calling it a city, but I don't think so. See, I think the mainstream media, absolutely, they mislead you. And then the people that bring you these videos that point to, mud flood. Why is mud flood even in the title of this? Seriously. They're deceiving
There were
you.
stores of some type. We just don't know what they were selling, who was running them.
Jennifer Lemon serves as our tour guide. She works for a title company upstairs and gave us access to the underground.
We know that it was pretty secretive, whatever it was that was down here, because not too many people know anything about it.
Above is downtown Leavenworth at 4th and Delaware. The underground world stretches several city blocks and possibly beyond. Some speculate this was created in the 1800s.
That is cool. That's like a torture chamber off of it.
A torture chamber? Oh man, I don't think so. Yeah, this building looks like 1800s. Yeah, absolutely does.
Construction workers are in the middle of a streetscape project, and some worry about history being erased.
I think it would just be kind of tragic if, no one knew what it was, or that if no one cared.
Talked to so many people who didn't even know this existed, and if they do, they can't tell us the historical significance. So the mystery holds on. Reporting live in Leavenworth, Saray Chin, KCTV5 News.
So I guess we'll leave it here for today.
I went here, and this is, I guess, where this came from, because I came up with the same exact, looks to me like, unexplained mystery of the Leavenworth Underground City. It's not really a city, I don't think, in Kansas. The underground city in Leavenworth, Kansas, remains a big puzzle. No one knows who built it and for what reason. Beneath the streets of this small Kansas town, residents discovered 3 blocks, not a city, of abandoned storefronts. But people living in the town all their lives had no idea such a place even existed. So this may very well have been the early 1800s. Or the mid 1800s. Who knows? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. The city of Fort Leavenworth is known in American history for its role as a key supply base in the settlement of the American West. It is also famous for being the location of several prisons. What is less known is the strange underground city. And once again, they're calling it a city. I don't know why. Many people heard of it only recently. Paths beneath a title company at South 4th and Delaware Streets that lead to storefronts stretching in several city blocks, and perhaps beyond. There are also several vaults around town. Does this show any kind of signs of mud flooding? This is just kind of ridiculous. And they didn't even show this part, huh? The mysterious tunnel seems to have been an important part of the underground complex. I wonder why I didn't show that. Because there's no evidence of mud flooding. I mean, this looks like actually looks like a sewer, sort of. That's just been filled in or whatever. I don't know. Construction workers, blah, blah, blah. You know, you heard all this. Right, so I think we're done with that. And maybe now we're going to go on to this. Although I may not go on to this because this may take a little longer. I may make this a separate video. And because of the content, this really doesn't have anything to do with mud floods. This is more in the lines of directed energy weapons. And this is something obviously that you know from seeing the book that I showed you. I have no idea what this means, right? I've been looking into directed energy weapons, particle beams, lasers, you know, frequency weapons like HAARP. At one point we were understanding, at least I was, and I think a couple other people were learning how to look at the old HAARP homepage that used to be around, but is no longer. They took all that down. They said they took HAARP offline and everything, you know. Probably because they are using these NextRad places now. You know, the things that look like giant golf balls. And they're all over the place. So I'm pretty sure they basically refined HAARP. And if you don't know what HAARP means, HAARP, it's the High Frequency Auroral Activity Research Program. And it is very real. And people that say that earthquakes cannot be caused by frequency are very numb. And so, you know what? I think I'm just going to leave that there. And then we're going to come back to this in a new video. All right, guys. So until then, stay safe, keep warm, have a good night.